Gather round, dear Oh My Goalers, to hear about some of the greatest footballers to ever touch a ball, even though they didn't necessarily break crazy records. Which leaves us to the question, how can a player be good if they aren't scoring at the levels of Messi or CR7? You will learn 6 legendary players with bad stats. Number 1. Zinedine Zidane. As a coach, only COVID-19 stopped Zidane from winning a UCL. But on the pitch, Zidane only scored 117 goals in his entire 17-year club career. Do the math and that's less than 7 per season. But Zidane is the classic example of why you can't judge a player on stats alone. You can look at all the incredible individual awards that Zizou has won. Ballon d'Or, FIFA World Player of the Year, Best French player of all time. But to truly know Zidane's quality, you just have to watch him play. Just ask Zlatan. When Zidane stepped onto the pitch, the 10 other guys just got suddenly better. He was more than good. He came from another planet. Of course, some players were great, even though they didn't win such awards. Let's take Ryan Giggs. We all know Giggs is a Manchester United legend.
And I think most people recognize this.
But despite his very long career, Giggs never made it onto the Ballon d'Or podium. He played 24 years and only scored 161 goals. Let's do the math again. That's also less than 7 goals a season. But what you don't read on the stat sheet is that Giggs was key to a number of United Championship teams.
I feel strongly about that.
Now, how about we ask Zidane about him? If he was French, Pires or myself would have been on the bench. Of course, the world never got to see Giggs at a World Cup, unlike Dennis Bergkamp. Much like Zidane, Bergkamp's feet were made out of pillows.
Thank you very much for those words. Beautiful.
His scoring record wasn't incredible. He averaged just under 10 goals a season at Arsenal, but unlike Giggs and Zidane, Bergkamp was a striker. A striker that doesn't score goals? That's like the Incredible Hulk without his anger. He's just some regular dude. But don't quote goals as a way to measure Bergkamp's value to any of his teammates. Dennis Bergkamp is the best teammate I ever had. He was always trying to respect the game when he could do other stuff, and I respected him a lot for that. Keep in mind, Henry played with Zidane and Messi.
You're a legend! We love you! Yeah, thank you.
There was one player whose statistics may have matched his ability if he could have stayed healthy, and that is Ronaldo El Fenomeno. Ronaldo won the World Cup and the Ballon d'Or, and his scoring record of over 400 goals is great. Just look at the players he inspired. Ronaldo was my hero. He was the best striker I've ever seen. He was so fast he could score from nothing and could shoot the ball better than anyone. There is one Ronaldo, the Brazilian. But today, people look at his scoring record and compare him to Messi, CR7, or Zlatan. But the truth is, stats can't explain how devastating R9 was in his heyday, and how unique his incredible talent was. And speaking of unique talents, Riquelme.
Para mí es el último tramo de mi carrera, espero hacerlo de la mejor manera.
Riquelme is another player with an average goal-scoring rate, less than 5 goals per season. And if you ever saw his sprint rating in FIFA, he's probably about as fast as a turtle. But to see Riquelme in his prime was like watching a swan glide around a lake. He controlled the game at his own pace. A walking pace, mind you.
Entiendo que puede ser que esté bastante loco, ¿no?
But, speaking of controlling the pace of the game, Andrés Iniesta. In 674 games for Barcelona, Iniesta scored 57 goals. That's an average of just over 3 goals per season. But Iniesta didn't need to score to influence the game.
No cambia.
He was a time traveler, able to teleport past defenders. And when he scored, he did it in the biggest moments. Just ask Chelsea and the Netherlands. Messi and Ronaldo are incredible footballers. But some players simply take your breath away without even scoring. Goals might win games, but stats don't always tell the full story.